One of the subscribers asked, do you know how to kill prion disease? Well, yes, so I mentioned in one of the videos that plasma can do that, and let's chat about that today. Hello, my name is Greg Friedman. Welcome to the channel. Here we chat about science with pretty heavy focus on plasmas because that is my career specialty. Anyway, so let's look at the question. It's a long question, but only the first part is the question. Dear Gregory, do you know how to kill prion diseases? Well, so first, what is prion diseases? Prions are these misfolded proteins, actually pretty remarkable beasts. They're replicators. So it was believed for a long time that RNA and DNA, these nucleic acids, are the only things that are able to replicate, to make copies of themselves, which is kind of the core definition of life. In my view, definition of life is something, a thing, an object that is able to use resources around itself to make copies of itself. So with that definition, prions are alive. They're proteins that are able to utilize resources surrounding them to make copies of themselves. And if a person or an animal gets infected with that, well, lots of really nasty stuff happens, like spongiform. So the brain becomes all spongy and the patient dies. So pretty nasty thing, right? You kind of want to get rid of it. The problem, though, proteins tend to be pretty tough compared to, for example, bacteria. Proteins are much, much smaller, and they're more resilient, more robust. And prions, specifically, they're known to survive conventional autoclaves like high-pressure steam autoclaves, UV, common chemical disinfectants like bleach and hydrogen peroxide. So these guys are pretty nasty. And we did some work a long time ago. We worked with a researcher from New York, and she had a fully functional, funded model where she was able to infect mice. Unfortunately, you need an animal for this kind of study, but she had a model where she could study prions in their natural habitat in an animal. And we did some initial work with her where we used plasma to treat prions and see if they are still infective. Well, what we found scared the shit out of me. At high doses, long time, high power plasma, of course, it converts any kind of life form, carbon-based life form, into CO2 and water. So yes, at high doses, plasma killed everything. What scared me was what happened at low doses. So at low doses, we observed significant increase in the activity of these prions. So basically, plasma treatment supercharged them. That required very low dose. So yes, we could use high dose plasma instead of autoclave and chemical disinfectants. So it works there. But if you don't get to them, you actually make them stronger, which is absolutely not the case for typical pathogenic microorganisms. If plasma kills half of them, well, now after the treatment, there's only half of them. And frequently, reduction in pathogen load is good enough. Patient's immune system will take care of whatever's left. In this case, the prions that got high dose burned out dead. The ones that didn't stuck around and became far more infectious. We don't understand the mechanism. Unfortunately, we did not get funding to further study this. And personally, I'm kind of uneasy studying this because of just craziness that I saw in Like the activity of those prions more than tripled, which looked pretty scary on the graphs. So anyway, can plasma kill prions? Kind of. The question deserves further research, absolutely. Can plasma kill prion disease? That it's a neurological disease, so that would be very challenging to study and very interesting. So if you are interested in putting your career into this, this is a career worthy question. Anyway, thank you for asking an awesome can plasma question. I hope I sort of kind of started you on a path to the answer. And please ask more questions like that down in the comment section. I'm always happy to try to answer them. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.